Tell us a little bit about the opportunities for brands to get in this new media world and what you guys are doing with Vice and with Pinterest.
Sure. Our opportunity was really to connect with what we'll say the millennial audience. Everyone uses that term. For us, it came out of a lot of work we're doing on our Better Money Habits platform, which is really financial education, financial information, which we recognize is so important for that group to get, but it has to be on their terms. And so what we were looking for were platforms that really understood that audience, knew how to speak to that audience, could do storytelling to that audience. So it couldn't really come from the bank, it needed to come from the voice of the platform. So we started a partnership with Vice. Really a year ago, I met Shane here, and we started some discussion to say, listen, how can we connect with you and your audience to really tell this story of better money habits and better money health, really. So we sat down with his team, we gave a brief, and they came back with a pilot. And thus the relationship was formed, and we're 5 weeks into it airing on Vice News. At the same time, we're doing some work as part of a beta partnership with Pinterest, where we created promoted content based on how users were selecting topics. So just a popular topic is planning for a wedding. So we created non-branded content on, here are 10 tips for you as you're planning your wedding. And so we saw on both of these really great engagement. In fact, better engagement than any of our other Better Money Habits content on any other site. So we knew we were into something with this really contextualizing our messaging.
Cool, and tell us a little bit about the two things, your hope, ROI, in this new media, how you guys are going to measure it, which is different, and further sort of the emerging role of brands such as yourself to this kind of work, which perhaps was the purview of the agency. Tell us about those things.
So a couple things. The way we're looking at this right now, so a little bit more behavioral, are we getting the high value tasks? Are people clicking through to our site? Are they spending time on our site? So those are helpful for us, just short-term transactional. Are they doing that? The most important we talk about is the help helping. Are we actually helping people have better financial health? That's really what we care about. We want a healthier set of customers. And so, when we rebranded the company, it was about making financial lives better. So this is an outgrowth of that. So over time, what our expectation is, we're going to start to see people saving more, people having better financial health themselves, and therefore that to us is the ultimate objective of the program, what success will look like.
And the role of the brand forging these alliances and the changing role of the agency, and could you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, I think we're working together really differently right now, and the agency was part of this as part of the briefing process, but we have direct relationships with the publishers, with the platforms, in order for us to understand what we're trying to accomplish. And that was one of the best meetings. Our first meeting we had down in New York at Vice was sitting around a table with a bunch of people from the bank, a few people from the agency, and the folks from Vice. And we talked about for hours what we're trying to accomplish, where our brand was, what happened during the financial crisis, after the crisis, what's on people's minds. They shared what they knew about millennials, and we just had some incredible dialogue about what we are trying to accomplish. So the agency isn't the intermediary. It's not going to work that way. This is too complicated. It's very nuanced, too, because if you go too far the wrong way, it's just not going to work. So it does require, I think, a different kind of dialogue and a different relationship, and we are really happy to have those.